A lot of people think that migrating from Google Workspace to Microsoft 365 has to be a technical nightmare. I recently showed you the API-based method, but it can be very hard to configure. Today, I want to show you a different path. It is a simplified method using the IMAP Migration tool inside the Exchange Admin Center. It is easier to set up, and it works great if you know one specific trick. In this video, I will show you how to move your emails without the headache of complex API keys. We're going to use a workaround for basic authentication so your data moves safely and quickly. My name is Carlos, and I help small businesses around the world with their Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace subscription. For more information, visit itwithcarlos.com. Now, from an admin perspective, this method is very useful when you want to avoid the complex setup of service account in Google Cloud. Here's the thing, the standard migration is powerful, but for many small businesses, it is more than what you actually need. The IMAP tool is much more direct. One important thing to understand is that Google has disabled basic authentication. This means a standard login will not work for the migration, but as the administrator, you can use an add password. This is a unique code that allows Microsoft 365 to connect to the Google Workspace account. Let me show you how this works inside the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Step 1. Inside the Google Admin Console, ensure IMAP is enabled for your users. Step 2. Generate the add password in the security setting of the Google account. Step 3. Open the Exchange Admin Center and start a new migration batch. Step 4. Choose IMAP Migration and enter the server details. Instead of the user's main password, use the special add password. Now, let's jump into my computer and I will show you this in detail. As step 1, we mentioned that you have to make sure IMAP is enabled. As of January 2025, IMAP is enabled by default for all personal Gmail accounts. For Google Workspace accounts, the admin can enable IMAP for all users. To do that, you need to access the admin panel. In the upper right, click on the 9 little dots, and then click on the admin icon. This is only available if you have the admin role. On the left, you click on Apps, then Google Workspace. You go down and select Gmail. On the right, you need to scroll down and select End User Access. Here you will find POP and IMAP access. Make sure it is on for IMAP, as we can see here. Then we need to create the add password for every Google Workspace mailbox that you want to migrate. In the user's Google account, you need to click on the top right and then click on Manage your Google account. On the left, click on Security and Sign In. To be able to create an add password, you need to enable two-step verification first. So within the Security and Sign In, you scroll down and you will find two-step verification. In this case, for this account, it is already enabled. Once the two-step verification is enabled, you click on it. Then if you scroll down, you will find the option, Add Password. Then here in this section, we click on the arrow. We will be able to create a new add password. And we enter a name. We're going to call it New Password for Migration to Microsoft 365. And then click on Create. Then here we have the new add password that we created. This is the password that we are going to use to migrate to Microsoft 365 for this specific account. We need to create an add password for each account that we are going to migrate. Then we will highlight it and copy it. At this point, we are going to create a CSV file that will have all the email accounts that we are going to migrate. I'm going to open the Notepad to create the CSV file. This is the format that should have the CSV file. It is going to be email address, comma, username, comma, password. This is just a sample. and it will have as many users or accounts that we will migrate. We're going to remove this, and we are going to create the actual list that we will use. And we will enter the email address, then the username, and then the add password that we just created. Then we paste it here. The email address corresponds to the username in Microsoft 365. Then the username corresponds to the Google Workspace account, and then follows the password for this account. In this case, we are going to migrate only one user or one account, so we will have only one line. If we want to migrate from a personal Gmail account, we just need to replace here the Gmail account that we are going to migrate from. Since we are going to migrate only one account, our CSV file is ready. We need to save it. We click on File, Save As. We will name the file itbcloud_migration.csv, and then we save it. Now we are ready to access the Exchange Admin Center. Within our Microsoft account, we can click on Apps, and then click on Admin. If we don't see it here, we can click on More Apps, and we will find it if we have the admin role assigned to our account. On the left, we can click on Show All, we can scroll down, and we will find Exchange. This will give us access to the Exchange Admin Center. On the left, we will see Migration. We click on it. Then here, within the migration batches, we will add a new migration batch. We click here. First, we need to give it a name. I'm going to call it Migration from Google Workspace. Down below, we need to select Migration to Exchange Online. And then we click on Next. Then here we can select a migration type. And we are going to select IMAP Migration. Then we click on Next. Then here we will find an explanation of what we need to do. Then we click on Next. Now we get to the section Set a Migration Endpoint. We will create a new migration endpoint. We select here, then we click on Next. Migration Endpoint Name. I'm going to call it GW1 or Google Workspace 1. The next value we can leave it by default. Then we click on Next. We need to enter the name of the server. Since we are migrating from Google Workspace, the name server is imap.gmail.com. For authentication, we need to select Basic. And then for encryption, we're going to use SSL. And we can select this option, Accept Untrusted Certificates. Then here we click on Next. Our endpoint has been created, as we can see here. And then we click on Next. At this point, we are ready to upload the CSV file with the users that we are going to migrate. Then we click on Import CSV file. Then we search the file where we save it, and we have it here. Then we click on Open. Our file has been uploaded, and we can read here, 1 successful users. Then we click on Next. At this point, we have the option to select if we want to skip some folders, and if we want to migrate a time branch. We're not interested in skipping any folder, and we want to migrate the whole history. So we won't select any of those options. Then we click on Next. Now we can schedule the batch migration. In our case, we want to start right away. So we select this option. Automatically start the batch. We can also enter the email address where we are going to receive a migration report. Then I'm ready to click on Save. The batch creation has been successfully. Then we click on Done. Then we can see here the migration batch progress. Under Status, we can see it is syncing. It usually takes a few minutes to start the migration. To see more details about the migration batch, we can click on it. And then on the right, we can click on View Details. We can see it is syncing, and at this point, no items has been synced. We're going to refresh to see the status. Now we can see the migration already started, and about 1,200 items has been migrated. And the migration is still in progress, syncing. So far, the consistency is perfect. When the migration is complete, a report will be sent to the email address that we configured during the migration batch. We will know the migration is complete when we see here synced instead of syncing. The migration is now complete. Under status we see synced, data consistency is perfect, and almost 8,000 emails were migrated. If we click on the migration batch, we'll find additional details. We can also download the report for this migration. We can go back to the migration batches, and here we can stop the migration, delete it, or refresh it. Depending on your environment, this simple change can save you a lot of time. It is a practical way to get the job done without the technical stress. Did this method work for you? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more tutorials like this one, please subscribe to the channel. I'm Carlos, and I will see you in the next video. Remember, stay secure in the cloud, keep tech savvy, and one step ahead with AI.